pass from one station to another. For that reason, it is called token bus that circulates among the station. So that is circulated from one station to another. Use checksum sequence. So the 4 byte is reserved for checksum sequence. Token bus topology is mainly designed for larger factories. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session. I am Revati, faculty, Department of Computer Science, Vidyashram, first grade, college, Mysore. We are on the third session of HDLC and switching technologies. Moving further, in today's session, I am going to deal with the another type of LAN topology. So, in LAN topology, we are going to get 3 different standards. That is, the first standard is IEEE 802.3. The second standard is token bus, that is IEEE 802.4, and the another standard is token ring. The standard is IEEE 802.5. So, before going to start today's session, let's recall the things what we discussed in the last session. In my last session, I discussed what is LAN topology. At the same time, I discussed IEEE 802.3 standard and frame format of IEEE 802.3. But in today's class, I'm going to deal with token bus, and the standard here is IEEE 802.4. Moving further, we are going to get token bus. So this is the IEEE standard is used for token bus is IEEE 802.4. So then what is token bus? So this is a standard for token passing LAN. I repeat, this is a standard for token passing LAN. So here the physical connections are established in the form of bus topology or in the form of tree topology. So the physical media used here is bus. Okay. So, and the tokens are used to pass from one station to another. For that reason, it is called token bus. Then how the logic connections are established in token bus? The logic connections are established in token bus by using coaxial cable. So here token bus is a standard for implementing token ring over the virtual ring in LAN. So it is a standard for implementing token ring over virtual ring in LAN. So here virtual ring is nothing but logical ring. So to establish the connection, we are going to use coaxial cable. So the physical media has a bus, or it may be tree topology. I repeat, the physical media here used is bus, or it may be tree topology, and to establish the connection, it uses coaxial cable. So the virtual ring is created with the nodes or station. I repeat, the virtual rings are created between nodes or station. So here node is nothing but computer device, or station is nothing but a computer device. and the token is passed from one station to the next in a sequence along this virtual ring. That means the tokens are passed from one station to another. Each node knows the address of the preceding station and its succeeding stations. That means each node which is present in the token bus, they must know the preceding station and succeeding station's address. So the station can only transmit data when they have tokens. So here token is nothing but a unit of data. I repeat, here token is nothing but a unit of data. So a station can able to transmit the data only when they have tokens. So the working principle of the token bus is same as the token ring. So the working principle of token bus and token ring are same. And in token bus, the data are travels in some sequence. So it may be clockwise direction or it may be anti-clockwise direction. I repeat, in token bus, the token may travel in anti or clockwise direction. I repeat, maybe clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. So in token bus, the stations must know the address of left side station and the right side station which is connected to the ring. Moving further, so a token is nothing but a small message or small data unit that circulates among the station. So that is circulated from one station to another. So the stations of computer network providing permission to the stations for transmission. In token bus, the token is nothing but a small piece of data or small piece of message. So that is circulated among the stations of a computer network. If the station has data to transmit, when it receives a token, I repeat, suppose station has data to transmit and when it receives the token, it sends the data and it passes the token to the next station. I repeat, think that suppose if you have data to transmit, at the same time you received token. So what you want to do? First you want to send the data. After sending data, you're going to forward the token to next station. So in token bus mechanism, if that station does not have data to transmit, suppose if that station received token, then that station is responsible for forwarding that token to the next station. So here it simply passes the token to the next station. Moving forward, we are going to get token passing mechanism in token bus. So this is the representation of token bus. So as we know that the physical media used in token bus, here it is bus or tree topology. I repeat, the physical media used in token bus are, it is bus or tree topology, and the logical connections are established by using coaxial cables. So this is the virtual connection. Virtual connection. This is the virtual ring. So this is the virtual ring. to establish virtual ring. So virtual ring is nothing but logic connection. We are going to use coaxial cable. So this is the diagram. Think that these are the stations. So station 1, station 2, station 3, station 4 and station 5. The direction of token passing. So it is left, towards left. So think that suppose station A want to send some token to station 3. So how it is going to send? So first initially it is going to send the token by using virtual ring to station 5. Now the station 5 knows the address of station 4. So the station 5 is going to forward that token to station 4. So now station 4 holds the token. Now station 4 holds the address of station 3. So now station 3 is responsible for sending the token to station 3. So all the computers are stations which is connected in token bus. They must know the preceding and succeeding devices address. So that means they must know the address of left side station as well as right side station. So this is the working mechanism of token passing, token bus. Moving further, we are going to get frame format. So this is the frame format of token bus. So here the token bus frame format is divided into 8 different sections. In that first one, it is preamble. Then the next one, it is start delimiter, then frame control, then we have destination address, then we have source address. At the same time, we have payroll, we have checksum and end delimiter. So then what is the length of preamble here? The length of preamble here is 1 byte. Then the length of start delimiter is 1 byte. The length of frame control here it is 1 byte. And the length of destination address is 2 to 5 bytes. And the length of source address is 2 to 6 byte. So the length of the destination address is 2 to 6 byte. The length of the source address is also 2 to 6 byte. And the payload here it is variable length. And the checksum field length is 4 byte. And the end delimiter length is also 1 byte. So this is the frame format of token bus. So the fields of token bus frames are, first one it is preamble. So what is preamble? Here 1 byte is reserved for preamble and it is for synchronization. So what is synchronization? During the transferring of the token, there must be a synchronization between the token. To provide synchronization, we are going to use clock pulse. So that clock synchronization. So preamble holds the clock synchronization. At the same time, it holds the alert message. The next field here is start delimiter. So the length of the start delimiter here is 1 byte. That is used to mark the beginning of the frame. I repeat, that is used to mark the beginning of the frame. The another field is frame control. So the frame control is also holds 1 byte length, and that is used to specify whether this is a data frame or control frame. So the frame control is mainly used to specify whether it holds data frame or control frame, and the length of the frame control here is 1 byte. Then it is destination address. So the length of the destination address is 2 to 6 byte. So that is used to specify the destination station's address. That means address of the destination station. Then we have another field called source address. So here the length of the source address here is 2 to 4 byte. That specifies the address of source station. So the source address holds the address of source station, and the length here is 2 to 6 bytes. Then payload. So what is payload? The actual capacity. That means the actual token capacity. So a variable length field. So it varies. So it is a variable length field that carries the data from the network layer. So it is a variable length field that carries the data from the network layer. Then what is checksum? Here checksum field holds 4 bytes. So it is used to check the frame check sequence. So a 4 bytes frame check sequence for error detection. So in checksum we are going to use checksum sequence. So the 4 byte is reserved for checksum sequence that is used for error detection. And the last field here is end delimiter. So what is end delimiter? So the byte here reserved is 1 byte, and it is used to mark the end of the frame. I repeat, it is mainly used to mark the end of the frame. So we have preamble, it is mainly used for synchronization. We have start delimiter, it is mainly used to mark the beginning of the frame, whereas frame control, it is used to define whether it is data frame or it is control frame. So destination address, it is mainly used to specify address of the destination station, whereas source address, it is used to specify the address of source station. And payload is variable in length and that carries the data from the network layer. So checksum, it is a field mainly used to specify the error detection, whereas end delimiter, it reserves 1 byte and it is used to specify the end of the frame. Moving further, let's see what are the advantages of token bus. So the token bus network is very easy to maintain. I repeat, the token bus networks are very easy to maintain because in token bus, the physical topology here used is bus or tree topology or bus topology, and maintain tree topology or bus topology. It is very easy. So the next advantage here is token bus network is easy to connect. That means to establish connection, it may be a physical connection or it may be a virtual ring. It is very easy in token bus. The token bus is more flexible. So node can be added to the network very easily. So here token bus is very flexible and it is very easy to add the node without disturbing other nodes. So just connect the node to the bus network. That means in the physical topology used here is bus topology. So establishing new connection in bus topology is very easy. So the token bus is more flexible. So node can be added without disturbing other network or other nodes in the network. Here we know that a token bus is a popular standard for token passing LAN. To establish token bus, we require two connections. One is physical connection, the another one virtual ring. So the physical connections are established by using bus topology or by using tree topology, and the transmission media used here is coaxial cable. At the same time, to establish virtual connection or logical link, once again we are going to use coaxial cable, and the tokens are passed from one station to another station. So while passing token, the station must have the preceding station address and succeeding station address. So the tokens are passed in clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction. Suppose if the stations have data, at the same time if it receives a token, then the station is responsible for sending the data first. After that, station is responsible forwarding the tokens. In token bus frame format, we are going to get 8 different fields, and each field is responsible for performing specific task. Moving further, once again, we are going to get the summary of token bus. So, in token bus network, the token is passed among a virtual ring. So, I repeat, in token bus, the token, here token is nothing but a small piece of data or small message and is transmitted through virtual ring. That is transmitted through virtual ring. The token bus network is simply designed for the larger factories. So here the token bus topology is mainly designed for larger factories. In token bus, the bus network is defined by the IEEE 802.4 standard. That means the token bus network is defined by IEEE 802.4 standard. Token bus network provides better bandwidth. That means the bandwidth utilization is very effectively carried out in token bus. So, in token bus network, bus topology or tree topology is used. The maximum time it takes to reach the last station in a token bus network cannot be calculated. So, what is the disadvantage here? That means the maximum time required to reach the last station. I repeat, the maximum time takes to reach the last station in token bus network cannot be calculated. So this is the main disadvantage of token bus. In the next session, I'm going to deal with another IEEE standard for token ring, that is IEEE 802.4. 5. So dear students, in today's class we studied one IEEE standard which is designed for token bus, and the standard name is IEEE 802.4 and its own frame format. Dear students, in today's class you got more information about IEEE 802.4 standard. Thank you for watching my session. Let's meet in the next session. Until then, take care. Thank you.